new annoying guy.
Yay.
Are we on both here?
Hey!
Nope. Just YouTube.
We're only doing YouTube.
What's up, YouTube?
It's Jennifer.
They're not there.
Look,
They don't care about her.
when you
There are no
you guys
people.
catch up, Jennifer's here.
It's Don, Alex, and Steve, and some random girl.
Are we on? Hey.
All right.
Oh,
It's
we got a
Basil.
viewer.
We're starting to get.
Hey.
Hey, Jacob.
Jennifer's here.
We're gonna give people a couple minutes to get on
Or get off.
or get on.
Oh.
Oh, that was bad.
I need to leave.
Thanks,
Did
Matt.
you
Lauer.
say that?
Oh.
Holy shit.
You just got Matt Lauer.
This is
That's
Kinda
wrong.
good. Oh, look, now we have viewers.
All right, we have some viewers.
Yay.
What's happening?
What's happening?
Hi.
when is the
So-
scope?
We're doing a scope giveaway?
Oh shit, we forgot to do that. We have to do that.
We did. Yes, sir. That's
We
true.
did.
Yeah,
we forgot to do that.
We sure did.
We will be giving away the scope. I promise.
forgot.
Basil, this is on you.
Oh yeah, sure, it's on me. Yeah.
All right, so we'll give away the optic. What? I saw that. I just wasn't
You're
gonna say
I
it.
don't understand what you're saying there, boy.
I don't get it.
So we need to give away that Leupold optic. We'll try to give it away this week if possible. If we can squeeze it in, maybe like a live here in the next couple days. Especially if Doug comes because he knows
You're
how to do
lying.
that thing.
You're lying.
Thanks for liking the new shop. So we are going to. They spelled my name wrong. They spelled it Jen.
Aw.
Yeah, CJ?
So
And I'm the asshole. You know?
No, you're just
I'm trying to be
abrasive.
more abrasive
I'm
than
the
you.
abrasive one.
Yeah.
so what
They're
are we
not
discussing today?
So,
Anybody know?
yeah, something really
Go to the. How do you sign up for the free?
talk.
That sucks.
I don't
You
know
sure
why.
you have
You
your
need
do
to
not
turn on your
disturb on?
airplane mode.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no, you can't do
My,
that.
our bad. Steve's bad. So what we're going to talk about today is something that I personally think is just unconstitutional, but it's still being done. I don't know how it could possibly be done, but we're going to talk about the
Oh my god.
laws in.
Teach him how to-
Again, Momo,
Hawaii.
you're spelling it wrong.
Momo.
It's Steve.
Talk about the new laws in Hawaii with involving medical marijuana and gun ownership. So basically, what it boils down to, and we'll read a little bit of it here in a minute. Basically, what it boils down to is medical marijuana users who are legally purchasing marijuana for medical purposes are being forced to turn in their firearms. That's right, forced to turn in their firearms. So that's going to be the topic we're going to cover today.
Are we also going to cover if you can legally carry a rifle in your vehicle?
No, we haven't. I don't know that we can't cover that.
We didn't get the law.
I still have to call ATF to get that
Okay.
settled. But
So we won't have that this week.
Just kidding.
who's got a copy of how that reads?
Alex has it.
Here we go.
We're gonna read to you what Hawaii has done, and even if you don't live in Hawaii, this should concern you. Even if you are 100% anti-marijuana, I will tell you now, I've never smoked marijuana in my life,
And you should.
and I
should.
and I still think this is one of the dumbest laws ever. Go ahead and read it.
Okay. So the Honolulu Police Department is sending letters to medical marijuana patients warning them that they have 30 days to voluntarily hand over their firearms. The authorities' effort, which has reportedly been underway since January, is in line with a 2016 ruling from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals that determined medical marijuana patients must forfeit their right to bear arms.
So if you guys want to look up that through Honolulu state law, that's section 134-7, subsection A. So you can actually pull up that law and read it in its entirety. But the big thing here is not just the fact that it's happening in Hawaii, but this could also affect states that have legal marijuana usage.
Now,
You know,
Indiana is not one of those.
we are not one of them, so it doesn't affect us here.
But here's what's bad. So they can prescribe antidepressants. They can prescribe painkillers. That what's the heavy painkiller?
Opioids.
Opioids.
All right, but and you're okay to own a gun with all of those. But if you have medically been prescribed marijuana,
Well,
the
they're medically
government.
prescribed opioids.
I
Some
know,
people,
but I'm
some.
saying the government's only coming in and saying it's
Right.
marijuana. They're not saying this other stuff that's much worse.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not even to take into consideration. You know, there are states where non-medical marijuana is still legal, or is now legal. So Colorado being one of
Recreational.
them. Recreational. Thank you.
That's what we call it.
So recreational marijuana is legal, and those people cannot buy guns. I can kind of understand the federal government, I don't agree with it, but I understand where they are saying, hey, you can't buy a gun because it's still against federal law. I think the law needs to be changed. Again, I've never smoked marijuana in my life. I still think the law needs to be changed because I'd rather see somebody smoking a joint than drinking alcohol or smoking cigarettes. But there's no question drinking alcohol makes people far more violent. Speaking of which, we have an incredible video that we're going to be releasing hopefully within the next couple weeks. You do not want to miss it. It will be one of the coolest videos you will ever see. It does involve alcohol and it does involve shooting. So we'll just tell you that much.
And it was rough.
It was rough.
So I do have a couple questions. Gentleman said, and brought up a good point. Like, what if someone is carrying a firearm and they've been smoking? Are we under the assumption that, hey, they shouldn't even be able to carry on their side if they're under the influence of something?
I think I'm guessing it's too early for case law to have been set. This is new territory that no one has had to challenge it yet. At least not that we're aware of. I mean, I suppose it's possible somebody's had to.
So what would your opinion be, Steve? Should
this fall
somebody
under
be able to carry?
Would this fall under search and seizure?
You guys have to tell me.
I don't know. I personally think that
Should I be able to, if I just smoked a joint in my car, should I be able to go to the mall and carry my gun?
my opinion is if it is legal in your state to drink and carry a gun, then it should be legal to, if it's legal in your state to smoke marijuana, medically or otherwise, then it should be legal to. I think marijuana has less of a negative impact on people than alcohol does.
So let's take the legal part out of it. Your opinion, should I be able to carry?
That's a tough one. My opinion is, I don't believe it should be regulated by law, but I believe we as gun owners should be responsible and say we are choosing, we should self-regulate and choose not to carry if we're under the influence of anything, for that matter.
So, similar to drinking and driving, should it be within a limit?
Maybe. I don't know. And I don't know enough about smoking marijuana to know how that registers, what the test is.
So are they taking away our rights, being able to say, if you are smoking, it is against federal law to do so, come into it, you should be able to forfeit your firearms?
I think the biggest thing that we're missing here out of all this
But that's
is
not federal. That's their state law.
No, but
Well, their
listen,
state law says they can.
Right, but I think what we're missing here, the biggest point to me is not the fact that they're telling you if you're under the influence of marijuana you can't carry. Okay, I can get that. They're saying, hey, if you're too drunk you can't drive a car, if you're too high you can't carry a gun. Okay, but they're confiscating.
Yeah, you can't tell.
You cannot see her at all.
Confiscating.
Hey,
firearms.
if you don't look at the camera, they can't see you. Just so you know.
You're in the video. Say hi to Brittany.
So there is an H&R this guy ordered.
So that's my big thing. They're confiscating firearms. Not telling you can't carry it because you've been smoking. They're telling you we're taking your guns because you're legally allowed to smoke marijuana. Now, I get that there are federal laws prohibiting the sale if you're under the influence of marijuana. It's on your 4473.
But I don't know, and I may show my ignorance here. I don't know that it's illegal federally if it's medical marijuana.
I believe.
Federally, you can
I
prescribe
think it's
it.
in that. I think
Can
it's
you
in
not?
that article because it is still against federal law. That's why they are confiscating it.
But
Yeah.
federal law says we can't sell to you. not
There are a lot of
confiscate.
drugs that are illegal federally, but they can be prescribed. Is marijuana not one of those that you can legally prescribe?
So is what they're saying that because you federally cannot purchase one, that's why they're saying you can't own them?
No. I think this is two separate issues. You've got the federal government that says, look, even if it's legal in your state, you still cannot purchase a firearm because one of the questions on the 4473
Right.
is ask you if you are under the influence, or no, if you are a user of marijuana.
Right.
And so in that case, if you are answering yes, even if it's legal in your state, it's still illegal federally. And so the federal government does not recognize that state's ability to allow you to smoke marijuana. Now, that's issue number one. Issue number two is we've now seen a state, that state being Hawaii, that has said, look, even if it's medical marijuana, we are asking you guys to turn in your firearms.
And they're not saying, hey, just don't carry, or hey, if you're smoking, don't bring it out in public, blah, blah, blah. They're saying, turn it in.
Give it up.
They're
But
saying,
it also says voluntarily.
yeah, but they're saying if you have a card, I want your gun.
Right.
That's what it
It's
gets
just
down
that-
to.
And I guess it's only 30 people that they've sent these letters out to. But I mean, that's the beginning. Where if this actually happens and people are turning in firearms because they're required to by law, where does it stop? I mean, that sets
Do you
case
think
law
Robert's middle
precedent.
initial is E?
That's
Robert
good.
E. Lee.
So that sets case law precedents for everybody else to go by. That's the thing that scares me the most.
Basil, what kind of questions we getting in? We've not been able to read.
We've got a lot of different
They
statements.
watch TV, eat, sleep, and repeat.
Good point, Matt.
Let them keep their guns.
Some people believing you shouldn't carry and be under any influence, any substance influence at all.
Don't disagree with that.
So we're getting some questions read to us right now. I apologize for the pause here.
Something we can always talk about too is the national reciprocity. Something that's going on right now.
Yeah, that's true. This is probably the biggest chance we've seen in our lifetime of a national carry law being passed.
It's actually
And
happening.
a lot of people are saying it's good and kind of bad. And I think here's the bad part I see. Like in the state of Indiana, we don't have to do anything. We don't have to pass any tests. We don't have to go to any classes.
No training
I mean,
course.
literally, all we have to do is pay the government their money, go get your fingerprints. They send you a little pink card.
So are you getting ready to say the bad side is you have to have training to get this?
No, the bad side is, the negative side is, people out there that are all about this should also have to go training because, like in Illinois, you have to have, 16 hours of class or 18 hours? I don't even know what it is.
Right.
16, eight class and 8 practical.
And so for me to carry in Illinois, will I have to have the same amount of classes or just because I have my carry permit am I good? You know?
My guess is if they end up, we're not pretending to know what's going on with this, but my guess is if they're going to pass a national carry act, that they will probably have some sort of criteria that says, okay, here's what you have to do to qualify for this, and that criteria will be different than any state. It'll be a federal carry law, and every state has to, at that point, I would assume, has to honor that federal carry permit. I gladly will go through a class if that's what it takes. It gives
I would
me the
also.
right to not have to worry about where the hell I'm at and not have to worry about if I'm breaking the law of this state or that state.
I'd like to know your opinion. Is the national reciprocity, is that a good thing or a bad thing as a firearms owner?
And again, if you want to look this one up to read it in its entirety, it's HR 38. So you can pull that up and look at the entire bill that actually has, as we said.
I believe it's passed the House,
It
but
has
is
passed
now
the House.
at the Senate.
Yep, it has passed the House. So
long one.
Some
It's
states,
gone.
yeah. Now,
Truck or school grounds if I'm not.
somebody said that they
Yeah.
confiscate your vehicle in one of the states.
Your vehicle?
So that's what there was a big long
What are you
post
reading
that
there
somebody
again?
posted a second ago. I don't know. What kind of questions do you guys have for us related to this or anything else?
something happened. We lost a lot of. What we up to? I guess we did.
Yeah. No problem at all. If national law requires training to get a permit, honestly. Yeah, you know what? I will reluctantly say this. I am not opposed to everybody at least watching a safety video. Because we see it every day. And again, I'm not for testing because then you can regulate that or you can adjust that test so that people can't pass it. But I don't think it's a bad idea that we all at least watch a safety video because there's a lot of people that I've seen that believe they're being safe in handling, but they're not necessarily safe at that. When they're handling their firearms. And how many times have we gotten a gun pointed at us in the shop? Obviously, quite a few. And you just had. There you are. You just had one pointed at you. I just had one pointed at me.
Recently?
Mine was
Within the last
this
week.
past week. Yeah.
And
Guy
most time
handed it to
again,
me and said it was unloaded, takes it out and hands it to me and says it's unloaded. I just took it out or just unloaded it. I looked at, and there's no mag in it. I pull the rack slide back, and sure enough, one pops out of the chamber.
Exact same thing happened to me.
It's mind blowing. It really is.
Okay, what else do you want to talk about today? I know that we didn't get a chance to talk. Last week was crazy, busy here. Obviously, it's that time of year. We were going to talk about carrying a rifle inside your vehicle. We did not have a chance to contact the ATF on that to get the law written down. Anything big going on here, Steve?
So since you're close to the communist state of Illinois, do you
the
know?
transport laws of driving through the state of Illinois?
Don't. I believe we've talked to an officer about that in Chicago. Told us to go around. that right?
Cook
Well,
County,
you can now transport through, but it's
Cook
tough.
County has its own.
Like you don't
laws.
stop or something like that.
Basically, if you don't have your Illinois permit, make sure it's unloaded, locked, and you can't get to it in any way, and should be okay. But again, Steve, we are not what?
I wasn't listening. I was reading that.
We're not
I wasn't
attorneys.
Attorneys. We're not
we're not
attorneys.
attorneys.
We don't provide
Somebody asked
legal
about the dummy program and how full our jar is.
We have
go grab
emptied
it?
the jar a couple times, but it is at the new shop. It's back to being what, 3/4 of the way full.
Yeah, it's probably about 3/4 of the way full. So for those of you, Don is going and grabbing a bottle or a little jar, glass jar. Every time someone, every round inside this jar
Wow, bro.
represents an empty gun that came in the door. Somebody handed us a firearm
Yeah, empty.
and claimed that it was empty, and in many cases it ends up pointing it at somebody in the
And
shop.
it's usually to hey, I want to sell this, or hey, I need a holster for this kind of thing. Hey, well, let me go ahead and check it, make sure it's clear. Oh, that's right, I cleared it right before I came in. Rack the slide, and a round comes out.
This would be
So,
a great opportunity, by the way, for us to talk about. And I wish we could show you guys the video.
Somebody asked about the Hearing Act, Hearing Protection Act.
I think that's
I've heard
stalled.
Yeah, I hear it's basically dead.
Yeah. Do you remember the video I sent you guys the other day? Person was in a mall, and they saw these two people stealing, and they went out to the mall, and the guy actually pulled his weapon
a civilian.
on a civilian.
Civilian on civilian.
And go through the
For
story.
theft.
Okay, so basically what it was is someone was in two persons were in the back of someone else's SUV, and it looked like they were stealing items. A passerby told them to stop what they were doing. They told him to leave and get away. Don't mess with us, whatever. He presented his 45. I don't know what kind of firearm it was.
I think it was
it
an XTS.
45, was it?
Yeah.
Presented his firearm and actually engaged a target, being the two would-be thieves, I guess we're going to call them, because they weren't caught, as far as I know, and haven't been convicted of anything. So, and actually discharged his weapon in a mall parking lot at two unarmed
Because they were
people.
stealing out of the mall.
Because they were stealing someone else's stuff. He was not law enforcement. He wasn't an agent of the business or whatever store it was taken from, what store security, anything like that, and was not charged.
So we had a conversation
Questioned
about
and
this.
released.
Yeah, we had a conversation
Blows
about
my
this.
mind.
Here's what happened. Pretty much this guy sees the two people stealing from a mall. He actually stops them, says, hey, stop, and actually discharges a couple rounds at their vehicle while they're taking away, while they're driving
You just
away.
go.
He's
What do you guys think? Steve?
I don't know. Are you waiting on me?
No, I am not. Steve.
Okay.
It's like listening.
Okay. What's your take on bump fire stocks? Somebody says.
I
think
agree,
they're-
Basil,
I
yeah.
think they're fine, man. They've been
Basil just
around
looked at you
forever.
like, hey, do you realize I just asked you a question? Basil's like, what? Steve, do you think the
All
gentleman
right. For
should
those
have
of you that
shot?
don't know me, I have ADD real bad. My apologies.
Real bad.
And doesn't
My
take
bad.
medication because he carries a gun.
What do you think? Should he have discharged his weapon if he sees somebody
No, yeah.
stealing?
I mean, no. You don't have the right to go shooting people just because somebody took something from someone else.
The claim
Yeah.
was he was trying to shoot the tires.
It doesn't matter.
But
yeah, but
Still
ricochets
recklessness.
off. Goes.
Oh,
Should you be
I'm with you
ashamed?
100%. I can't believe that he wasn't charged. I promise you do that here in Indiana, you're going to get charged.
Hey, Jeremy, I didn't know anybody uses some real
Right.
names on there. Huh.
Hi, Jeremy.
Jeremy! Haven't seen you forever, man. What's up? So, yeah, that was kind of crazy.
Thanks.
There's no way your
That's
brain's
it.
going to read all those.
Right.
I think reciprocity has a good chance of passing the Senate, but here's the big thing that I try to explain to people now. States, federal law becomes the baseline. States have to adhere to federal law, but they can always supersede that law and make their state laws more stringent. So states like Illinois, for example, which has a very, very strict handgun policy, if federal reciprocity is granted, Illinois could say, well, you know what, we're going one step higher and say no. So they can always supersede federal law. They just can't go below federal law. So I don't know that national reciprocity is
They
really
spelled
going to
Steve
help.
wrong
I
again.
know.
Steve says thanks.
Yeah. Obviously, it was a typo. They meant to say Steve, but
They don't know what you're talking about.
so somebody says something
Good
about
point.
you look lovely today, Jen, but I think they meant Steve. They just spelled it wrong.
Oh man.
Concealed carry. Somebody just
Concealed carry runs past the Senate. Somebody
Wow.
just put that up.
Somebody just now. I don't know if that's true or not, but someone
true,
just
like-
now.
Yeah, it came up earlier.
I don't have my.
So here, I want to show you.
my
Past
phone's
the
in.
House or the
This,
Senate?
this is what they see. So they're not seeing the same screen as us.
Oh, that's not
They
fair.
can't see people
Look!
what people are posting.
That's what I'm saying. So when you're reading those, they don't know you're reading those.
Huh?
So,
Oh,
That's
thanks,
interesting.
Ivory.
So it would need to
That's the best compliment I've had in a long time.
And just for the record, it said Steve.
let me do you.
Hey, I'll take what I can get.
Steve, let me do
That's
you.
one of the better compliments I've had in a while.
I actually offered the other day, and
We can see the comments if we don't have the video in full screen.
oh,
Alex.
I know. That's why I said, look.
Oh.
That's how it looks like.
yeah, well, we're idiots. That's why we have
Ain't no
Basil
doubt.
over here, and he's the tech guy. He's supposed to know this stuff, right?
Somebody wants to know if you can use layaway option if you're in another state. Yeah, I don't see why
Yeah.
not. Sure.
Here's a.
Steve could pass for an Iraqi insurgent.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Not the first time someone said that.
What's your EDC, Jen?
I don't know what that means.
Everyday carry.
Oh,
God.
She's lost
shield.
at mine.
I have.
Here's an interesting statistic that was actually
I
on
can
this
hear that.
article for the Hawaii law. 86% of homicide offenders, 37% of assault offenders, 60% of sexual offenders, 57% of men, 27% of women involved in marital violence, 13% of child abusers were all using alcohol when they committed their abuses.
Alcohol or marijuana?
Alcohol.
What's that got to do with the
working on
marijuana thing?
I think the point is that people are far more violent when they're under the
using
influence of
alcohol.
alcohol, which is completely legal,
Yep, that's true.
versus
And that goes on to say that isn't either point. When you look at statistically, I mean, how often you see two potheads arguing over a bag of chips? I mean,
True.
you know what I'm saying? Now you down a fifth of tequila, and you might be some fighting dudes over that bag of chips. But,
Agreed.
you know.
Eat, sleep, repeat.
Yep. So
you guys are a bunch of traitors to the American people. You need to stand up. I don't understand.
Up
How
to
are we?
the
corrupt
corrupt
government?
government.
I don't understand.
you have to
how,
explain that
How
one.
are we traitors?
What's
I don't
corrupt
understand that.
about this?
Oh, I can't wait to hear that guy's
Thoughts of
response.
serving alcohol in a gun range. That's been done one time.
Yep.
Yeah,
You'll find out soon.
yeah, you'll
you'll
just
find
have
you will
to
see the video.
That was
you just
fun.
have to watch out for that video to drop because you'll see it everywhere. Yeah, dog. That's
Yeah.
Callie
Callie, come here, girl.
Oh,
They
she
want
probably has
to
to
say
go
hi.
bathroom. She probably has to go bathroom.
because she's walking
She
them
does.
front to see people.
She wants
No,
to.
she usually walks to the front door when she has to go out.
The biggest gun that we have shot.
50 BMG.
Yeah, that's my biggest one.
Yeah.
So
That's all
no,
I
we
need.
don't have alcohol on the gun range. However, we recently did we are in the process of making a video that looks into the
Waiting for some
effects
cuss words.
and the impact of drinking or shooting while under the influence. So
I've never seen Jennifer as a blonde.
we had a very controlled situation with law enforcement involved and breathalyzers involved, and we will be putting that video out very soon.
We have definitely shot a 500 Smith & Wesson.
Basil, that one's for you.
No,
What
I was
video
gonna
game
say
you guys like?
Steve. He's a real big video gamer, so
Yeah, I think he told you that rot your brain.
yeah.
We lost Steve because he went to go let his dog out.
Ish.
ADHD.
Yeah.
Yep.
Except he's
He
still
forgot
right
we were doing
here.
this live. So.
Yeah. Hey, look,
Still in
I'm out.
earshot.
That's Steve clapping for his dog. What other channels? What's your favorite? I don't know.
Favorite what? YouTube channels?
Yeah.
Asp for sure.
Oh yeah, Active Self Protection. We watch
Active
that
Self
do a
Protection,
lot.
great
John.
channel.
He just did a shout out for us the other day, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah, he shared one of our videos or something.
yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah. By the
if you
way,
haven't seen
somebody just asked about sweatshirts and stuff like that. That's all on our website now. You can-
Specifically Steve's, which
that
is
one
his.
is a Steve only exclusive. But
it. Yep. You know, we
You-
gotta take that and raffle it off.
yeah.
Take his sweatshirt. from
Ew.
him.
So you can actually go
No one
on
wants
to
that.
topguns.us. All of our apparel is on there. Demolition Ranch. Yes, we've seen some of the guys' stuff. There's a surprising amount of YouTube channels in Indiana.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like gun guys. Hey, some people out there, tell us what gun channels are in the state of Indiana. I don't exactly remember, but I with the Iraqi veteran guy, isn't he here? And
Definitely not Democrats, brother.
military arms channel. I
I'm
think
too
they're
big
here.
to take Steve's sweater.
Hey, Steve's back.
We're gonna
I'm
wrap
back.
off your hoodie.
Hey, what? Here's my question: Did the guy ever post back saying we're a bunch of traitors? I'm curious to know what he had to say.
No, we weren't paying attention.
Did you see it?
Talk about real issues we're facing.
Mac,
Mac
is in Indiana.
Military arms
Yeah.
challenge.
I'll tell you,
Military
Fall Bush.
No, we have not seen Corey or Erica for a really long time.
No, I don't think they're doing anything anymore.
At the moment. I know Corey
AA
actually
guys in
started up
Georgia?
a tattoo
Okay.
parlor. So I know Corey's back in the tattoo business again. I'm sure they're both still shooting. I
You're
just
right.
don't know.
Indiana's pretty
Okay.
damn boring.
I didn't know what that meant.
What's that?
It said Indiana ZZZZZZ.
Yeah,
He was saying in the near future you will be considered terrorists for your content. He's not saying it's
Yeah.
Oh,
Fall
you're
Bush.
saying because of
Yes, that is correct. Fall Bush is here.
yes,
Yep.
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, James Yeager is what they're talking about.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, that's
You got
Why
about
was
5
Yeager
minutes. If you want to talk about it, we can. But I don't know that much about it, to be honest with you.
Somebody's gonna have to educate us a little bit, but I do believe the one thing that is absolutely true is we all stand.
yes, Matt. We like weird questions.
We are all in a little bit of jeopardy of having our YouTube and Facebook channels deleted as
Ivory's.
That was
asking-
legit?
Ivory's
Things
asking
got
to go out.
what?
That they were being deleted.
Yeah,
They-
they took
they-
down James Yeager's YouTube.
So
page.
did it say specifically why, or is it just because it's gun related?
They haven't specified.
Why is the
unless
flooring in your
actually
shop?
come
It's
out.
junk. Don't use it.
It's called metallic flooring. Are Jen and Steve a couple? No.
They just look
Ah.
like whoa.
Oh man.
She shut you down
She-
for quickness, dude.
she's much older than what I am. Right?
Yeah, the gray in my hair says that,
Yeah.
right?
So why? Maybe somebody can tell us why is James Yeager not? Why did he get banned? Can somebody tell us?
You might know.
I know it was from the strikes, but I haven't heard specifically what
Yeah, he
got
had
a
3
strike
strikes
for.
or something, and he posted some content. I can't remember.
It's okay, I'm into old movies.
This here, it says this is a 2013 Yeager posted a video claiming he would kill people if then President Barack Obama used executive orders to ban semi-automatic weapons. He later edited the video, getting rid of that portion of it. Yeager made a second video saying he stood by his earlier comments. That video prompted the Department of
This is
Homeland Security in
finals.
Tennessee
Oh, okay.
Holy
hold on.
shit! Now they're
That's a
coming
lot.
in.
All right,
safely
Basil, keep
suspend
us
Yeager's
informed.
handgun
I'm working on it.
permit. So they suspended Yeager's handgun permit.
One
but-
said something about him killing Muslims or something. I don't know. What did he say?
I just read it to you. Did you guys listen to what I said?
No, I was trying to read
I was trying to
that.
read that. too.
Somebody said Steve uses just for men.
Just for men.
That's that beard dye.
So
stuff.
what?
Hair
Give
dye.
us the Reader's Digest version here. What we
All right,
talking?
so basically what it is when
Someday I probably will.
when Obama was threatening to ban semi-automatic handguns, Yeager came out with the video and said if that happened, he was going to kill people. Didn't specify who or what. He recanted the video, took that portion out, but the Department of Homeland Security took an initiative upon themselves to suspend or take away his handgun license at that time. There was apparently a strike or something involved in that, but as far as this latest incident, why they actually pulled his channel, and I talked to Doug, our other IT guy, and he's a big YouTuber, and he said that YouTube has done it in the past. If you get that 3 strikes, YouTube doesn't care how big your channel
Oh, yeah.
is. You could have 200 million followers, and they're making hundreds of $millions in revenue. They will pull you no matter what. So.
So I mean, it sounds like he knew what was coming.
Hey, I agree with Ayed.
Gnome.
The gnome.
Steve's secretly a gnome.
Rename it to keep.
What the fuck is a gnome?
It's elf on the shelf right here.
What's a gnome?
What's a gnome?
You don't know what a gnome is?
Like a garden gnome?
Oh,
Like the little short
pointed-
things with the pointy
pointy
hats? Yeah.
The Travelocity gnome.
Yeah.
I'm on my way.
Something you said on a live
Somebody wants a
stream.
close up of the floor. All right, before we close out this session, we'll give you a close up
give you
of the
a
floor.
nice-
I'm the tallest.
We do have the plasma rifles, but they're only 25 watt. That is what's regulated by the Federal Commission's Regulation Department Citation Committee as of right now.
Yeah, I remember they said something like they shut down Hickok 45 or something not too long ago.
Violating
I
the
don't- I don't
community
think Hickok's been-
standards.
There's a guy walking in with a AR-15. I hope he's not here to kill us.
Oh,
Well,
gosh.
we're a
Jen,
little
you
late.
got that.
Steve,
Somebody call
twerk
the
for us
police.
now.
Can do it.
How do you twerk?
Get up there,
I don't
twerk,
know
dude.
how you twerk.
I don't
Show 'em how
think
you
we
dance.
want
Give 'em
to
some
see you
moves.
twerk.
How do you twerk?
Get up there and show them some moves.
Forgotten weapons
Do it.
also felt the.
You have to show me how.
I can't.
That's a lie. I actually have a video.
So I had said, the second time I said that, he's right. He said
I really
that
do.
you should camouflage your channel. I've actually written into Facebook about changing our Top Guns channel into a Top Guns Training Academy channel because I know we can't boost a post. Yeah,
Because
but I see
it's
people.
gun related.
Hey,
Because it's
I want to know what
gonna- I
that
see other
gentleman's
people.
question was.
What?
Steve didn't answer my question.
What was the question?
I don't know.
They
Ask it
come
again.
through really fast. We can't read them
Yeah,
all.
these questions go a little fast and we're kind of slow, so you have to.
I'm going back right now.
He's definitely a gnome.
Oh, okay.
Are you a gnome?
He's saying you didn't answer the question of being a gnome, so it's kind of like a guilty. Yeah, you're dodging the question.
I guess got me. Who's something first something at the new
How
shop?
did the first desk pop at the new shop?
What's that mean?
I don't know.
I didn't. What was the question?
Who did the
Are you a
first
gnome?
desk
No,
pop?
he's not a gnome.
What's a desk pop?
I've got no idea. Maybe it harkens
You guys,
back to
I'm
something
really
you
Yes,
guys
we're
did.
gonna keep doing these videos.
Yes, it is a prerequisite. All the hillbillies have beards. Absolutely.
I don't know
Why
that I
are
can
we
be called.
hillbillies?
I don't know
Like,
that I
isn't
can be
that
called
like
a hillbilly.
Are you kidding me?
and
You have
further
a
south?
flannel shirt and boots now.
I do have cowboy boots and a flannel shirt. That is a fact.
I hope you wear it for the next live.
I'll do that.
Hey,
Where-
Alex, can we do give top 3 guns? of
Yes, we are a
2017?
Glock Blue Label dealer.
Well, hold on. Basil had a question. What was it?
Can we give
Top three
top 3
guns.
guns of 2017?
We
you know
actually
what?
have a top 5 video.
We'll do a
of
top 5.
We got a top
Handguns.
5 video. Guns of 17. They'll be coming out this week, Saturday.
Yeah.
That's actually gets
You did
released
it without
Saturday.
me?
Oh, don't be upset.
Really?
I did that one.
I agree
We
with
asked
them
her
being
to
on
do
that
it.
Desk pop is a movie reference for those who are asking.
one. Don't know what it is. Haven't seen it apparently. Accidental discharge equals
Desk
desk
pop.
pop.
Desk pop.
Oh,
You're not supposed to ask questions like that.
we've not had.
All right. Yes, I'm a
I
fat
know,
guy.
that's why you don't ask questions
It's
like
tough.
that.
I have a tactical muffin top. You can call it. I'm just fat. I wear both, inside and outside the waistband.
I'm
Small in the
strictly
back
inside.
though, because it fits better.
I'm strictly inside the appendix, even with this. So
How about my question about the state laws versus federal?
yep.
You guys missed
Read
that
that.
one.
Read that.
Re-asking me.
I'm going.
All right, he's gonna try to find the previous question.
Yeah.
Miss
We miss Jennifer doing
gun
gun
reviews.
reviews too.
Out
Everybody
in the
needs to,
field.
Yes.
If you guys want to see
Outside
Jennifer
gun
doing
reviews.
more
Make sure
gun
you
reviews,
ask
tell
for
her
it.
about it. We want
Yeah.
her to do more
Hey,
reviews.
let's just because that'll clog up our system. Let's just give her.
How much
give
do
everybody
you
her
weigh,
cell phone
Viking
number.
Yeah.
dude? I'm guessing you're Viking dude.
That's
Why?
right, Viking dude.
That's a
I think
personal
Somebody
question.
says, "How much do you weigh, Viking dude?" I don't know. Maybe
Oh,
it's me.
350 pounds. I don't care. I'm like 6'2", 350, man. What do you want me to do?
Okay, I found the
50.
question.
Okay, here's the question.
So the question was, why do some states have stricter laws on purchasing firearms? For instance, Georgia versus New Jersey. Would,
For
would
sure,
you
that's
all agree?
Alex. Somebody
I'm a
asked who's
cuddler.
the best cat cuddler. It's got to be Alex. Go ahead.
Ask Jen. Jen, you can say it.
It's Alex.
Yeah.
Would you all agree on federal purchases across all the states?
So
You mean, can I
so
go into
just
other-
having a universal.
Yeah, so I think it's like what we were talking about
Okay.
earlier
Yeah,
of
universal.
having one overarching.
Right. But again, it goes back to states can't go below federal mandate because they can always supersede them. So unless there were a law put into place saying that states cannot deviate from a federal law in any fashion, that will never happen. So that's just kind of the big issue. And as it goes for with Hawaii and the different purchasing laws like New York and California and what you guys have to go through to be able to buy a gun. Here in Indiana and a lot of other states and some of our neighboring states, it's cash and carry. Illinois, you have a 3-day wait for a handgun, 24-hour wait for a long gun. So
Does somebody really shoplift?
It would be funny, I'm not going to lie.
again, that's going above federal law. Federal law says if you pass the NICS background check, you are okay to leave the FFL dealer with that firearm. If you're not, it's a state law, not a federal law. So back to the national reciprocity, that's going to states are going to stay the same. They're going to have a state law that's going to supersede that, so I can't carry my gun there, even though the federal government says I could. So the only way that's going to change is through case law. I mean, somebody's going to have to sue these states and say, look, the federal government's saying I can, so you can't tell me that I can't.
Okay, real quick. This is a off-subject question.
And I'm done.
Yeah.
What's in Kansas?
Toto?
Okay. Said, how much did the 500 Smith & Wesson
Not
hurt
anymore.
when you shot it for the first time?
Jen, answer that. You shot
It
plenty.
wasn't the first time that hurt. It was like the 8th time.
So we did an entire series. Check back on our YouTube channel. Shoot a gun every day. We used 500 Smith & Wesson. Yes, it does suck.
Yeah.
Don?
Multiple rounds.
Don's gonna
in
be
a
like,
row.
it was a man, it was nothing. Go ahead, tell us.
No, like Jen, I mean, the first 2, 3, 4 rounds, it's not
not
bad.
bad.
But after you've, hey guys,
Hi.
after you're in your 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th round, I mean, you start to feel it in your palm. It's nothing you want to go shoot all day. That's for damn sure.
No.
We want more bloopers. Trust me, they are working on a new bloopers reel for
I
20.
said that
We've
earlier.
got so much
17.
blooper stuff. That
It's not good for us.
we can make 4 blooper videos with all the crap that we have right now. So
Purchase. You're gonna have to tell us this question, Mike.
What about the purchase of regulated firearms across states? It asks purchase a handgun in Virginia, but a Maryland resident.
So yeah, you cannot purchase a firearm from across state line
Outside of your home
It goes
state.
for
A handgun.
from an individual or from a dealer. It's illegal both directions. That's something that I hope does get challenged in the near future, and I hope they get rid of that.
No, actually, that if you guys look this up, there was a judge that actually contested that through the interstate commerce law, and deemed that it was unreasonable and actually passed the law, and it is now held up in appeals court and has been for about 2.5 years now.
Don bullshits so much, we don't know for sure when he's being
Right. Like, is
truthful
that really
and when he's
true?
making it up. So
Other than you just
There's a good chance he's lying.
running off at the mouth and don't know what the hell you're talking about. Sorry, but it actually is an appellate court. You can check it if you want. So
all right.
I like
Are we
that.
calling bullshit on it or not?
I don't know. I wasn't listening. I'll be completely honest.
There's been a lot of that
I was
going
reading
on
the
today.
questions, man. All right, so we got about
MB, you're right.
4 more minutes of this live. If you guys want to ask questions, this is the time to do it, especially with Jennifer sitting right here. And yes, we want her to do more videos.
But
Someone
no
said,
bikini video.
Yeah.
Sorry about you.
and somebody said earlier, hey, you guys need to start listening to Jen more, and she'll do more videos. Trust me.
Yes, you
Illinois,
can buy
will
rifles.
listen to Jen
Illinois, yes,
Moore.
you can buy a long gun in Indiana.
We listen to Jen as much as we possibly can.
That's not true.
10
That's
millimeter
totally
is
true.
much more controllable.
Thank you,
Ammo's
Steve.
cheaper. You can actually carry a 10 millimeter. 10 millimeter is actually a fantastic round. Ballistics on it are awesome. It's a stopper.
More etiquette videos,
Oob
like
or
shooting
slug?
etiquette.
Double up.
Double up buck or slug. I'm going with oob.
Can Alex twerk? Alex, you want to show us your twerk?
Alex,
So-
deal.
twerk.
So
Here-
here's
here's
the
the
thing.
deal.
I'll tell you, no for either one. Don't use a shotgun for home defense. There's a video coming for that real soon too.
I am absolutely opposed to shotgun for home defense.
What?
You're right. I have.
Hold on, time out. I've never heard this.
No,
What?
shotgun for home defense.
Whoa.
Absolutely
Hold
not.
on. I'm going to use our little time here. Tell me what you mean by that. Why don't you want to use a shotgun?
Well, we'll do a whole video on it, but I'll
The
tell you.
video's
and-
already
and-
shot. It's getting
All right,
edited.
hold
It'll be
on.
coming out.
Hold on. I don't want to ruin it then. So you're just know you guys
Did you
like
do it?
check-
Because I didn't do the video.
Yes,
I didn't do it.
I did.
Well, I
Doug-
didn't
Doug
get
did.
asked. I have
There's
lots
a
of good
reason.
reasons.
Basil, did you know we have a video to edit?
Yeah.
Huh. Look how that works.
Yeah, totally.
AK for home defense. I'm going to go with no also.
No.
AR-15 for home defense. AK for home defense.
Are you calling Joe
Joe
Biden a
Biden.
liar? yeah. Double barrel.
Yeah, go ahead and shoot off.
Here's
scare 'em
I
off.
mean, I'll give you 2 quick reasons, but there are many more reasons. Reason number 1, I don't like anything that's long because you're usually in close quarters. Sometimes you have hallways, and you don't want something that's sticking out far in front of you. Second thing is, you don't know that you're gonna have 2 hands available to use your firearm, and so it's easier and it's more practical.
Assuming you have a pump shotgun.
Even if you got a semi-auto, I mean that's
Same with
got all that
semi-auto
weight. Yeah.
see
No,
harsh-
but you
harsh
can
words.
control a semi-auto with a handgun versus a shotgun. So anyway, it's easier to control your firearm. You can also protect your firearm because it's close into you. You
Steve,
can
what
also
would you use
holster.
then?
I'd use a handgun. I mean,
great sword?
If you want something,
Broad.
Great
Hey.
sword.
Gray sword.
Yes, a gray sword.
By the power of Grayskull.
So,
Um,
what handgun would you use?
I actually use an FNX 45. Is my home defense.
I know, Steve, you've talked about some other handguns that you've liked in the past. What about something like a Judge?
You know,
Or a Governor,
if you
excuse me.
load it with the right ammo, I do like a Governor because you're getting a pattern out of it, especially for someone who's not a regular shooter, and so putting shots on target might be a little bit harder, especially when we're stressed. It might be hard for any of us. So, what?
Call him out. What?
What would you say?
It said, Jen, do you have quarters or dimes? Oh,
And
That's going viral. All right. Top Gun down to Terre Haute, Indiana. Take
Wait.
care, guys.
We
That's
got
a good note
to
to
get a
end on.
shot of the floor.
Hey, Don. Hey, Don. I can twerk. I can twerk.
Oh no, we're getting that. All right, we're getting the shot of the floor. There we go.
That was almost as bad as my move.